For the 2024 national elections in South Africa, many people have predicted that the ANC will for the first time fall underneath 50%. Some census, like Ipsos, have predicted that the ANC will even dip below 45%. Is this true? Well, today I want to look at the science behind the numbers in elections and give you guys a clearer picture as to where the ANC can land according to history, current issues, and what might happen on the 29th of May.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Ufika kale ANC nginyathela yabona ephayipha sasilale emahlathini ndana mfukosteni amabhululana uthashe sihlele sindlini sethu uthi indlebe ezinazizi indlebe ezikhona sana uthetha kakhulu sihamba 5 idompasi ANC nabelapha idompasi kakunzima mntana ngoku silapha sizoyilahla silapha suka kude ndinyathele endaweni ezinzima idompasi mntanam idompasi ninaniva kamandi nithi i-ID ninamakhadi amancinci ngenxa yethu senala makhadi amancinci sibalekele aba bafikayo babana abafikayo avelaphi kani avelaphi basuka apha aqhekekile ngenxa yongamameli ngoku silandele bona never ANC yazidla ngayo yazidla ndofa different kulombutho.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, King 053 Mr. Easy Imali Enengenenge, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we go to the ANC, ladies and gentlemen. And this, I would say, crazy prediction that the ANC will dip underneath 50% for the first time since 1994. Guys, the video I just played for you is not a video of a crazy woman. There's something that we call brand loyalty, or let's say political party loyalty, according to the history of the ANC. There's a great number of elders above the age of 55 who are going to vote for the ANC just because it's the ANC. They are not looking at the wrong or right that the ANC have done. They are not looking at anything. These people, the majority of these people, have lived through apartheid. They have still a vivid picture of how apartheid felt to them. Maybe you and I were not that much affected by apartheid, but a greater number of our elders are loyal to the ANC because of that. And I believe that this time around, the ANC has not played that card of apartheid and look what we have done better from the apartheid card well. But still, their loyalty is there. I see it in my family. My mother, grandmother, most of my elders in my family, they are saying they're going to vote the ANC. Simple. And no negotiation, no debates, no nothing. They're just going to vote the ANC. And you see it happening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure in your families, you've got other people where no matter what statistics you bring to them, you say the ANC this, the ANC that, they're still going to vote for the ANC. And this is very unarguable evidence when we talk about let's talk about the last by-elections that happened in South Africa. I believe it was on the 24th of April, not so long ago. In the 24th of April, there were some by-elections throughout the country, and the ANC won, if not all of those by-elections. Now, explain to me, how is that possible? You and I might say the ANC is falling, but when you look at the by-elections in Polokwane, they won there. The ANC won. You look at the by-elections here in the Northern Cape, in Bixley region, they also won there. You look at the by-elections in Mpumalanga, the ANC have won in Mpumalanga. You look at the by-elections in, what's the other one? Eastern Cape, the ANC wins. And also, mind you, in KZN also, they've won there, some wards and stuff like that. So the loyalty of the ANC is still there amongst its people. It's not only the older class people that the ANC have got loyalty from, but it looks like also they have not lost a big significant amount of number of people in the middle class, because the middle class are the most informed. They're on Twitter, Facebook, on YouTube. They are watching this channel. That is the middle class people, meaning the people that can buy bread for themselves. The people that that get paid at least and last about a week with their pay slip. So the ANC is losing the middle class, but not in the number that we all think it is. Now, guys, ANC politicians are still getting treated like celebrities. Me and you, we say, no, how can we question everything? How can these people still be loyal to the ANC? What is wrong with them? But when the ANC goes to any region, any place, look at how they are received. Now the question is, if the ANC is not doing well, according to the stats, the crime stats, according to unemployment, according to healthcare, according to the police, according to corruption charges, according to everything, why is it that when they come into a venue, people are making this noise? You explain to me. Why is it that they can enter in a poor area with big machines, G-Wagons, man? Hi. Leya moto le slow gabi leyo. Making noise, but beautiful car. People are making noise. People love the ANC the way they love Kaizer Chiefs. Ziyakhala manje. I'm touching a nerve here. Look, later in the video, I'm going to give you guys numbers. And in accounting, we say you can't argue with the numbers. The numbers are always right. I don't care what you say. When I look at your balance sheet, it tells me your income statement. It tells me everything. So these people are treated like celebrities everywhere they go. Even old people are coming out. Abo Khalima Mtlante, Thabo Mbeki, former president. You see, what's his name? Tokyo Sekhwale. You see Melusi Gigaba. You see a lot of people that come out and you're like, but obviously the ANC, our Didi Mabuza, they are coming out and campaigning for the ANC, and the ANC, or let me not say the ANC, the people in the ground are receiving them with a lot of joy and a lot of hand clapping and a lot of screaming and a lot of picture taking. Is our people politically uneducated or what? What is the issue? The issue is that us who think we are woken, no, not necessarily speaking about me, we don't understand the level of loyalty that these people have to the ANC. But let me put another dimension to it. It takes very little to convince a mind that is poor. It takes very little to change a mind that is poor. I have seen people take off the EFF t-shirt and wear the ANC. Well, let me just play how easy it is to change the mind of voters. Ladies and gentlemen, a poor person digests with the mind and thinks with the stomach. Let me start with the digestion with the mind. A poor person is given something that we call television to program the mind, because they don't have a vision for themselves. They've been given a vision. That's why I told you guys many times, I don't have a TV. It's because of these reasons. Many years ago, well, not many years ago, but 3-4 years ago, I decided I am disconnecting myself from mainstream media. I said no more. I said I was tired of how these people are programming us through news and repeating a lie many times, to the point where at the absence of anyone telling the truth, then the lie becomes the truth. You understand what I'm saying? So in campaigning times, very little is done for the people. Things like t-shirts, things like people doing washings for them, things like people helping with small house chores, small anything that can happen. You find that our people smile and they're like, ah man, let me just vote for the ANC one more time. I'm not saying that is wrong, because politics is exactly that. They have managed to convince them. And let everyone vote for whoever they're voting for. Don't confuse this video for a video that decampaigns the ANC. Absolutely not. No. It's a video that seeks to look for clarity on why other people are still voting for the ANC and why other people are not voting for the ANC. Like I said, then because of television, the mind then digests. Now, what does the empty stomach do? The empty stomach thinks. Now, when you think in a state of hunger, the mind will lead you to blunder. I think that's a bar. When you think in a state of hunger, the mind will lead you to blunder. You guys remember what happened in Mpumalanga Mbombela Stadium, where hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands of people for that matter, did not get food. And our comrades just made an arrangement to get some 2 liters and bread, just so that these people can eat. But because of lack of doing logistics properly, they ended up coming with a van and just throwing food to people. You guys remember that clip? And one uzibuza ukuthi abantu mabangitreata kanje, why must I vote for them? You know, even some dogs are respected, man. Even now, man, dogs are not given food by throwing at them. You at least put it down and the dog comes and picks it up. At least in a plate somewhere down. Even dogs are respected better. You remember the scenes of people getting left in KwaZulu-Natal? You remember the scenes of people getting left and sleeping in the streets of Nelspruit? You guys remember this. But our people are simply loyal to the ANC. Now let's get to the numbers. Before I get to the numbers, let me just play you 2 clips. One of the toilet lady and one of Melusi Kikaba.
Okay, as Newsroom Africa, we are back in the Free State. We've received several messages, people calling on us to come and visit them so that we can give them a platform to express their frustrations. This is what you'll call a toilet for you, for those who are living in the cities, but for those living in this area in Zamdela in the Free State, this is what people have had to build for themselves, because the toilets inside the houses are not working. There's no water that's running, so they cannot use those toilets. This is a residence of Mama Ohlala Apa. She's an elder. She's using this particular toilet. Let me bring her in quickly. Mama, ndiyabulela ngexesha lakho mama. Ndicela usixelele mani bana niyisebenzisa njani itoilet nje? Ingxaki zenu ngeetoilets zinkulu kangakanani?
Zinkulu kakhulu bhuti ngoba singena ngovalo ngokoyika kule toilet ngoba le toilet iyawa nathi siyayibona kodwa ke ngenxa yoba sixakekile uzawuhlala phi ayikho enye indawo ongayibalekela kuyo. And then imvula ka inethile kulapho ke ngosoyika nokogqitha ke sithatha isilopemere sizincede esilopemereni sime apha emnyango sichithe sime apha emnyango ngoba siyoyika ungena ingane iwe nathi umuntu ka iwele apho yingozi yodwa.
Okay, so this is how it looks. Just a warning to sensitive viewers. We apologize for these graphic visuals, but we have to tell it as it is. So this is the situation. People in Zamdela do not have toilets, especially where we are in Sasobek. So they depend on this.
Do you believe that President Cyril Ramaphosa, going into conference now, is still the right man to lead the party and indeed, by extension, the country? Or are you backing a different candidate?
Look, I think that the experience of the last 5 years, people must not be judged on the basis of whether you like them or not. You must judge them on the basis of their track record. We've had unprecedented load shedding. We've had unprecedented unemployment. The economy has been stagnant. The country has been undergoing a prolonged period and process of fiscal austerity. The ANC is more divided today than it's ever been. We've had almost 4 years of interim structures existing. Even as we go to conference in December, we do not have an SG. We have we don't have a deputy SG. We have 3, if not 4, interim structures that are attending conference. Actually, about 5. The Western Cape, Free State, the Veterans League, the Women's League, and the ANC Youth League. Surely that experience should say to us, we cannot say that we are going to disregard all that has happened in the last 5 years and demand a repeat of the previous 5 years. We can't have a new 5 years that looks exactly like the previous 5 years. So we need to give someone else an opportunity to lead the African National Congress.
All right.
There you guys hear Ubabu Melusikigaba, Puti Melusikigaba, speaking his mind. This was back, I believe, in 2022. You remember that time things were still salty, Zondo Commission and everything. So it was expected that he will express this type of point of view. I'm telling you today, he's not expressing it because he's on the list. He's on the national list. He's there, probably going to go back to parliament. And I believe Umelusi was one of the good ministers that we had. Yes, we had blunders with him and an unloyal wife that threw him under the bus, talking, our women are not loyal. Singing to the Zondo Commission, how Melusi used to give her cash to go and shop in Paris. If you're a wife, why would you sing about those type of things? Getting a divorce over a Zondo commission. Anyway, I like what Melusi said there because that's something I wanted to highlight in terms of the last 5 years. The last 5 years, do South Africa look at the ANC as to the last 5 years, or do they look at the ANC as to the last 30 years? The last 30 years, ANC did well. Why? Because of these 9 years of Jacob Zuma and also the term of Thabo Mbeki, economically so. Even though, truly speaking, the life of black people has not really changed. There's improved, yes, but improvement does not necessarily mean change. You understand what I'm saying? I can make many examples, but improving does not mean that you have changed. So there's a lot of improvement for the life of a black person from 1994 until now in terms of access to health, access to school, better schools, access to freedom of speech, freedom of YouTube channels, and all of those stuff. We have other freedoms that other African countries do not have. So when we talk about the last 30 years of the ANC, for me, they don't get anything less than 5 out of 10. It's a good um, 30 years that we had, honestly. Honestly, I can't say it was bad, it was worse. No, I'm not one of those people. The ANC did well the last 30 years. The last 5 years, it's another question we need to ask. I want to get into the numbers because when I talk about we need to science these numbers of the ANC, of people saying the ANC will fall underneath 50%. When we look at when Jacob Zuma joined the ANC in 2009, the ANC got 65%, almost got a two-third majority, 65.9% in 2009. And then the next elections were 2014, guys. And in 2014, they dropped to 62.515. So they dropped 3%. Okay? Because, people did not like Jacob Zuma. So in 2019, then came in Cyril Ramaphosa. They got rid of Jacob Zuma in 2019, Cyril Ramaphosa. And Cyril Ramaphosa got that 57.8. So they dropped from 62 to 57, meaning they dropped by 5%. 5% that they dropped with. And then now you come from that 5%, you ask yourself, can the ANC drop more than that in the 2024 elections? They dropped 2% during Zuma's time, then 3% in 2014. Then they dropped 5% in Cyril Ramaphosa's time. So will they drop again more than 7%? It has to be more than 7% for them to fall underneath 50%. If they do the same as last time, it will be 5% again and the ANC will get 52%. That's a normal drop for the ANC according to history, according to the numbers of history. But if they get an abnormal drop because of Mkhonto Wesizwe, because of how strong the EFF is, and taking all the other political parties into consideration, then they will drop a more than 7% and they will drop at 10%. Now 10% will drop them to what? 47%. They are now at 57%. They will drop to 47%. The ANC is not going to struggle to get 4% from these smaller Nyana parties. They will not struggle. They don't need the ANC is not talking about two-third majority. They don't look to change the constitution. They are not looking for crazy numbers. They are looking for 50 plus 1%, whether they get it with one small party coalition, and that can be Rise Mzansi, that can be Bosa, that can be Arise Mzansi, that can be Azapo, that can be the PAC, that can be what small party. That is if the ANC drops 10%. And I'm telling you, the likeliness of that happening is not really there. Because of the factors that I've just shown you guys, how easily our people are convinced to still vote for the ANC. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. I'm saying the ANC has got a good campaigning season, because they've got a budget to do it. They've got the personalities to do it. They send in different people. The EFF is heavily dependent on Julius Malema. They are heavily dependent on him everywhere. They Mkhonto Wesizwe, the same thing. They don't have personalities that they can send everywhere. Yes, they can. You can argue that the EFF has got personalities that can draw people. But I believe the ANC has got more, and it's showing with the ground game that they are doing. Whether you like it or not, I'm just telling the truth. You guys will tell me on the comment section if you agree or not. So for me, the likeliness of ANC dropping 10%. Guys, ANC is a big party. ANC is a big party. And I'm just preparing you guys. Just preparing you guys. The ANC might just, if they drop 10%, they might just need a small party that got 4%, or two small parties that got 2% each. Give them a deal, give them a minister of this, minister of that. They are done. They are about 30 ministers, so they can give away 4 ministers, no problem. You understand what I'm saying? That is my input for today. I hope you guys got something from that, and you can maybe put your thoughts on the comment section and tell me what you think. And we have to be realistic. Imagine the ANC dropping from 57% to 40%. Huh? 17%. Guys, that's not a realistic drop. Let's be honest. Yeah, let's be honest. Yeah, you might not want the ANC back, but that's not a realistic drop. No political party in the history of Africa has ever dropped like that. Not even ZANU-PF. No political party has dropped like that. 17% in 5 years. There isn't. You guys can go and check. You see, especially when we keep it in the content of South Africa and the ANC. The ANC since 2000, in fact, since Thabo Mbeki time, they've been dropping 2%, 3%. The highest that they have dropped is when Cyril came, and they dropped 5%. And if they repeat that 5%, they will still be over 50%. If they don't, and like I said, get something like a big drop, like 10%, 12% drop, they will still need only small parties, and they will not need to speak to the EFF, the DA, Mkhonto weSizwe, or anything like that. All of those parties are praying that the ANC must fall on 40% or less. 40% or less. That's what they are praying for, because now the EFF comes into play. Now the Mkhonto weSizwe come into play. But I'm telling you, parties like the PA, Patriotic Alliance, will go with the ANC easily. Because for them, that will be a big improvement from where they are. Getting ministries, getting positions here and there, you know. For them, it will be a big improvement. They are definitely going to vote with the ANC. And the ANC, the PA that we're talking about, has got 500 members, registered members, half a million registered members. So if half of those members come and vote for them, they've got easily 4 seats that they are guaranteed of right now, the PA. So you guys tell me what you think about that on the comment section. Again, don't forget, if you want to watch the sister channel of King Said So, which is African Mojolo with King, make sure that you go to that side, search African Mojolo with King. Subscribe there, please, guys. It's a new channel. The channel we're going to give more attention after election, but now it's elections, we're giving this one. So if you like to talk relationships, everything in an African point of view, make sure that you go that side, guys, as we grow that channel slowly but surely. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.
Black Heart, the hustle continua. 100% good quality t-shirts, made to inspire your goals and dreams. T-shirts are now available at an affordable price. Place your order now. 068-473-6908. Instagram at Black7576. Facebook page Black Heart.